Check this out. So Novo Nordisk has already filed more than 100 lawsuits against compounding pharmacies and other entities in 32 states. Hey, Keratin family, Dr. Jason here. Another quick update on the compounded semaglutide front. I know last week I did a video about the lawsuits for compounded tirzepatide, but this just came out on Friday. This was obviously from CNBC. And as I said in that last video, these companies are not playing. They are going to shut down this compounded semaglutide industry. So Novo Nordisk scores major legal win that bars many compounded versions of Wegovy and Ozempic. And as I said, this is from last Friday. It says, key points, Novo Nordisk scored a huge legal victory that largely restricts compounding pharmacies from marketing or selling cheaper, unapproved versions of the drug makers' blockbuster weight loss drugs Wegovy and diabetes treatment Ozempic. Federal judge denied the Outsourcing Facilities Association bid for a preliminary injunction that would have prevented the FDA from taking action for people that are making copies of semaglutide, which is the active ingredient in Ozempic and Wegovy, right? So I already told you guys this was going to happen. You need to start marketing for it and getting your office ready. So basically what happened was the FDA said you can't do it anymore. The Compounding Pharmacy Association said, we're going to file for an emergency injunction. And on the very first video, I said, this is what's going to happen. But like the FDA, I hate to say it, always wins these types of things. And even though I hate to say it, it's really good for those of us that are Keratin officers. So obviously, we know that patients flocked to the copycats when Ozempic and Wegovy were in short supply. Now, that said, here's a few things, right? So during the FDA declared shortage, pharmacists could legally make compounded versions of brand name medications. So many telehealth companies, hims and hers, blah, 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 offer the copycats. But drug makers and some experts have pushed back against the practice because the FDA does not approve compounded drugs, which are essentially custom-made copies prescribed by a doctor to meet the specific patient's needs. So what that means is, so Ozempic and Wegovy, those are FDA-approved drugs. But the FDA does not approve compounded drugs. So all of the compounded semaglutide, none of them are FDA approved. So there's that piece of it. So obviously, Novo Nordisk's counsel went on to say that obviously patient safety remains top priority, but that they've actually taken action to protect Americans from the health risks posed by illegitimate semaglutide drugs. He said, check this out, referring to the company's more than 100 lawsuits against compounding pharmacies and other entities across 32 states. So check that. So Novo Nordisk has already filed more than 100 lawsuits against compounding pharmacies and other entities in 32 states. Huge number. As I've been saying all along, these companies, Novo Nordisk, Lilly, they are not going to let this continue. And they have pretty much unlimited pockets. And then the decision upholds the FDA's previous determination that the semaglutide shortage in the U.S. is over. And that means the FDA can now immediately go after 503 pharmacies that are making compounded versions of, according to individual prescriptions for a specific patient. So guys, I've been saying this. I know the semaglutide companies are given a different message, but let's take it out of a company saying, oh yeah, we can still do this, right? Because they're making a crap ton of money and they're not going to want to stop. But Lilly, Novo Nordisk, they are not going to walk away from this. They've got these companies on blast. So like I said, guys, this is an amazing, perfect storm. They don't happen very often. You guys need to be marketing because this stuff is going away. And hopefully this gave you some talking points. Have a fabulous day. Stay healthy. Peace out and bye.